Hey, we're back with another episode of Blockbuster Underground. It's Dave again from somewhere in Ontario. And today we're going to start off. I'm going to try to do a few videos today. Where have I heard that before? Anyway, beer first. It's Sunday, middle of April, and we're going to review Civil War, the new Alex Garland movie. Just dropped in theaters this weekend, starring Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Spaney, Jesse Pellmore's in there, but not even credited. Um, Basically, the premise is there's a civil war in the United States. Art imitates life. Hope not. Texas and California have combined forces, which is weird because California is Democratic and Texas is hardcore Republican. But the premise is they've joined forces and are waging war against the rest of the United States. Kirsten Dunst and Kaylee Spaney play photojournalists who are in the middle of. Kirsten Dunst is like veteran photojournalist from way, way, way long ago. Kaylee Spaney is like this kid that just they end up tagging along, meeting up with her, and she tags along with them. And she's an aspiring photojournalist, war photojournalist. So I think pretty much Kirsten Dunst's character pretty much I would have to guess has PTSD because there are long, long, drawn out scenes of like not a lot of sound really, but just images of people like gunfire and firefights going on and people getting shot and dragged out of the combat zone and Kirsten Dunst, you can just see the look on her face. She's just like checked out, like been doing this way too long. Kaylee Spaney's like trying to run right into the middle of it, eager, brand new at this, and trying to emulate like Kirsten Dunst. She at one point says she's her hero because she's so well known, and there's like this backstory history of her work as a photojournalist in wartime. So the premise is they want to get to Washington to interview the president. And getting there is meaning having to go through all sorts of back roads because the main thoroughfares into the cities have been destroyed by the war. So they've got to basically do like the milk run to get to DC. And along the way, there's like, they're running into like militant groups. At one point, they pull up to a gas station and there's three guys with AR-15s sitting there and they're like chewing tobacco and all that shit, and they're like, yeah, they're like, we want some gas. They're like, it's $300 just for a sandwich. You aren't getting any gas. And then for some odd reason, Kirsten Dunst's like, well, how about $300 Canadian? And they're like, oh, okay, huh? Like our monopoly money's not worth that much. But in a civil war, who knows? Maybe they like the colors. So it ends up, I'm going to go spoiler territory here, but they end up getting to DC. There's a big, huge firefight. The army's trying to storm the White House. They're basically trying to kill the president. Nick Offerman plays the president. He's literally in two scenes, one at the very beginning of the movie and then at the very end. And spoiler alert, he gets shot dead. They're in the White House and like, for some reason, Kirsten Dunst, the guy, I forget, Joel, I think his name is, or something. My apologies, I didn't look up the actor's name. And Kaylee Spaney are in with this like military team who are storming the White House. Secret Service guys are like opening fire on them from everywhere. People getting shot left and right and center. And Kaylee Spaney's like running into like risking her ass. She's gonna get herself killed trying to get these photos. And at one point, they're almost to I guess the Oval Office or whatever office room the president's hiding in. And Kaylee Spaney, for some reason, jumps right into the middle of the corridor, wide open, right in front of all the Secret Service guys who are just about to raise their guns, and starts taking pictures. And Kirsten Dunst looks over and goes, "Oh shit!" Runs, knocks her down, gets shot to death in the process. And Kaylee Spaney just is lying on the ground taking photos of Kirsten Dunst as she's being killed. And she drops to the ground dead. They storm the office. They drag the president out from behind his desk where he's hiding. And Kaylee Spaney's the one that takes the picture of him getting shot. And the movie ends. I don't know, the trailer made it seem very different. The trailer made it seem like a gritty, like, almost Platoon type of movie. But this one, I don't know, and I'm a huge Alex Garland fan. Don't get me wrong, guys. Been a fan of this guy since 28 Days Later and all that shit. This movie, though, it was just long, drawn out scenes of people staring into the distance. There's one whole section where they're just like they're camped out for the night and they're just staring there and looking at the gunfire in the sky, going back and forth. And it's a slow burn, and there's not a lot of character development really. I mean, I've seen reviews like Mr. H did a great review. He didn't like the movie either, but pointed out too that there's all sorts of like sub levels of story you could read into this, but none of it's there. And it's just a long movie. It's an hour 49. Thanks, Nate. Um, but it drags on and it drags on and it drags on and it drags on and it drags on. There's barely any action in it at all. I mean, I guess you can call the end battle scene where they're storming the White House kind of action, but it's just a lot of scenes of them driving, staring out the window. A lot of scenes of Kirsten Dunst thinking back to photographing battles, and like I said, pretty sure she's got PTSD to some extreme degree. I mean, who wouldn't with that kind of a job? But I mean, Alex Garland's been kind of hit and miss. Ex Machina, loved it. Men, not that big a fan. Annihilation, I actually liked. I didn't think that was bad at all. Um, he got his start writing the novel for The Beach. And if you guys haven't seen The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, came out in 2000, directed by Danny Boyle. Wow. Talk about a movie that needs a 4K upgrade. The 28 Days Later series that he wrote, um, you know, Dread. He wrote the screenplay for Dread. Like, come on. Guy's talented as fuck. But this one just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I came in there wanting to like this movie. I was stoked when I saw the trailer. And I was even more stoked when I saw it was an Alex Garland film. But this just, I don't know. Maybe I got to watch it again sometime down the road. Um, maybe get a second look at it. But on first viewing, it didn't grab me. And it's so depressing. It's the number of movies that have come out lately that I've wanted to like genuinely I've gone in there going, come on, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be fucking awesome. And just get so let down. I think maybe my expectations are too high going into these, but there's such a slim degree of films that are actually coming out that are really, really like the best films I've seen now still to this point are Killers of the Flower Moon and Godzilla Minus One. Those were two probably of the best films I've seen in the last 6 months now. Like you guys, if you haven't seen my review for Indiana Jones, go back and watch The Dial of Dysentery. Oh, fuck. That movie, I was like stoked to see. And yeah, closet Harrison Ford fanatic. So, Flash, another one. Hoping it was good. Sucked. Godzilla X Kong. I mean, I watched it. The human characters were completely fucking useless. Don't didn't like just give me the freaking monkey fighting the lizard fighting the monkey fighting the lizard. That's all we need. Kaiju it up. But yeah, Frozen Empire, the new Ghostbusters was meh, so. I mean, a couple good laughs. They wrapped up the bad guy at the end really quick. Must have been a very limited CGI budget in that case because that guy was on screen for maybe 10 minutes before it was like, oh, and there credits. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine better make all the money, and it better not suck. I don't think it's gonna, quite honestly, but you know what I mean. It's the only Marvel movie coming out this year. Like, crying out loud. And it's like, normally on any given year, you could list off like a bunch of movies that you know for sure are coming out and be excited for. Like, back in the days, like I said before, going down to the shop and getting the new Premiere magazine and showing the summer lineup of all the great movies coming out. Like, the only ones I can really pop off the top of my head that I'm looking forward to seeing: Deadpool, Wolverine, Inside Out 2, Alien Romulus, um, Fall Guy, and I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to look and see what's coming up because I don't know. which is weird because most summers aren't like that. You've at least got most people at least have a handful, at least 5 movies that they can rattle off right off the top of their head saying, "Gotta see these." But yeah, I'm not sure if it's the writer's strike, the actor's strike. That certainly didn't help, delaying shooting on everything for so long. But I mean, some of the stuff they've been coming out with lately has been shite, and I don't know if it's down to it's got to be to some degree the screenplays because like the stories that they're pumping out, like She-Hulk, there were some episodes of that was without credits were like 17 minutes long. Like what the hell? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, Civil War's making bangers at the box office right now. A 25 million opening weekend for an A24 picture is pretty good. Audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes, critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes, really good as well. A lot of people are liking it. Unfortunately, you're not looking at one of them. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully if I watch this movie again, which I probably will at some point, if I watch it again, maybe I'll find a new unfounded appreciation for it. But yeah, it didn't do it for me. Hopefully, if you guys went and saw it, if you liked it, great, awesome, happy for you. Comment below in the video if you totally disagree with my take on this. I'm always curious to see what people think. This whole thing about this YouTube channel is supposed to be to generate discussion about film and pop culture and collecting and stuff like that. So, the more the interactions, the better. More subscribers, the better. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget. Don't forget. And yeah, like I said, I'm probably thinking about hopefully doing a few videos this afternoon. There's really not much on playing games. Oh, well, the Masters is on. We'll see. Anyway, let me wrap this one up, get this uploaded, and look for probably some more videos this afternoon. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next video.